All was lost a few weeks ago in the faith of the MEP'S, but back-to-back 6-1 weeks. We got you guys back on board, believing. ECU, you cost us 2 weeks in a row. You can eat shit, Ruffin McNeil. Let's get to this week's picks, and hopefully we can do this 3 weeks in a row. Number 7 pick, we're taking Louisville, covering 2.5 at Boston College. I know Boston College has got a bunch of dudes, and they're already bowl eligible. If the Cardinals impressed me last Thursday night, taking the Noles to the brink. Should have probably won that game if a couple bounces went their way. I think they bounced back here with the extra couple days off and take care of Boston College. Thought this line would be a little bit higher. Number 6 pick, we're taking the Huskies, covering only 3 tonight at Nut U, a.k.a. Ball State, for the Bronze Stalk Trophy. Yeah, an ugly-ass trophy that the Huskies won 5 years in a row. It's only been around 6, but no Ball State quarterback since Nate Davis has been able to stop the Huskies' run, and I believe this line's way too low. Drew Hare, 346 on the ground the last 2 games. The Huskies have gotten better the last few weeks, and I'm not too impressed with Ball State. I think the Huskies take care of business tonight on the road in Muncie, Indiana, in front of all 712 people who will be there. Number 5 pick, we're taking the Irish, covering getting 2.5 at Arizona State, which is a gift considering the Irish took care of Arizona State last year on a neutral field versus the same quarterback, same coach. Not worried at all. I think the Irish, Everett Golson, they're on a mission to prove that the Florida State game wasn't a fluke. They handle their business on the road here. It being a 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 local time kick, huge bonus to the Irish. Number 4 pick, Country Roads. And they're going to take us home right here. How about this scene after the West Virginia-Baylor game this year? I know this week they're playing Texas. Texas, not good against ranked teams. They played 4 ranked teams this year and been outscored 104-50. West Virginia coming in averaging 36 a game. Texas only averaging 22, only having to cover 3. Clint Trickett and company will take care of it. And let's listen to a little bit of how it sounds in West Virginia. We got to get there one day. Pretty awesome scene. I think they handle their business on the road. Dana Holgerson chugs about 6 Red Bulls, and they come out of Austin with a win. Number 3 pick, we're taking Air Force. The Blue Falcons covering 6 at UNLV. How the heck is this only 6? Air Force just beat up Army, won the Commander-in-Chief trophy. They've won 5 of 6. They come in smoking hot. UNLV's lost 6 of 7. They're nosediving. They got nothing to play for. This should be a double-digit line. I like the Falcons here on the road. Number 2 pick, we're taking Georgia Tech covering 3.5 at NC State. And don't worry, Dave Doran. We saw whatever the hell this was last week. I don't know what Husky fans think of this Dave Doran celebration after winning his first ACC game. Georgia Tech comes in averaging 37 a game. North Carolina State's only scored 56 in their last 4. I don't think the Jackets are going to have any issues with NC State. With no rest, no extra week to prepare from, only covering 3.5. I mean, just because Dave knows how to dance? I mean, look at this dude. That's a baller right there. I don't know what the hell that was, actually. That's pretty terrible. Number 1 pick of the week, we're taking the Butt Rapers from Happy Butt Rape Valley, covering 5 at Indiana. They got some news today about how the NCAA looks like they were colluding against Penn State, basically thinking they could just throw whatever penalties at them when the Sandusky crap came out. That might fire them up a little bit. You know what also might fire them up? Playing Xander Diamont, maybe the worst quarterback we've ever seen in Big Ten history. I mean, there's a few Northwestern and Indiana previous quarterbacks probably thrown in there, but Xander's got 11 yards passing in one game and 24 yards passing in another game. Indiana, one-dimensional, can't do anything but run the ball, and they run it all right. They got a pretty good running back, but I'm not trusting Xander to slow down the momentum of after Penn State takes probably a 7, 10, 14, 17-point lead here on Saturday, only covering 5. I don't care where they play this. They could play in the moon. And the best way to put into Indiana football into perspective was when I talked to James, an IU grad, and I asked him about the game. He was there last week in the Big House. He said, I'm not watching any more Indiana football this year. And I asked him about Xander. And I asked him about this only being 5, and he just laughed and said, no way. So I'll take that on your word, James. So a couple things the MEPs want to show you here a couple things we enjoyed last week, or in the last couple weeks. Is one of these, as I was talking before, I mean, Steve Adazio. He's all just about...
Dudes. What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
He's just all about dudes, man. Just BC.
Dudes to the right, dudes to the left, stuck in the middle with you. O-line you, bunch of dudes. Lot of dudes.
Go on forever, but this is it's got to be a cut off at some point. All right, this one was brought to you by Mike Vija, who pointed out an incredible commercial that I didn't realize that they were airing.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know Brady Hope was a bad motivational speaker?
Well, I think this team can still win the championship. I really do. But we got to play much better, and we got to support each other, you know, as we do it.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hashtag Hokomania, people. If you hadn't seen this, this was a gem we found this week. Gus Malzahn back in the day. You can't touch this.
You can't touch this. My music hits me so hard, makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me.
It's like Mutak and Lincoln D1.
When you know you're down, a super dope homeboy from the hometown, and I'm known as
We're rolling up on C3. They call me Slim Shady. All right, the MEP'S song of the week. None other than Getting Action Started with Napalm in the Hard Way. Big couple weeks here for the Huskies. Reestablished and going for a 5th straight MAC West title. And a 3rd MAC title in 5 years. Something we're looking for.
What I want you to do is, I want you to stand up on your feet.
Gators, huge win last week. They get the freaking Vandals, anchor down. Bullshit. Gators walk away with a win and get closer to keeping Muschamp on the job. Coach Boone. I already went over the Irish. I already went over the Huskies. Who's on the road at Free Shoe U? Not great, but hey, how about big old number 60 John Pond dressing for the Who's this weekend? He's a KF4 student in mind. Back up at right guard. He'll be pancaking dudes on Saturday if he gets the chance. MEP'S are sponsored by the show Chug and Mickey's, unofficially, even though that shatterproof plastic contraption they started inside the glass bottle is pretty crappy if you ask Craig Quinn, leader of the Poop and Friends Network. 2014 MEP'S Top 7, Week 11. Let's go, Huskies!